Unfortunately, sir, there's really no easy way for me to say this, but your son did not survive his injuries tonight.
This is Otis Anderson Sr., who has just found out that his one and only son has died. A son that he shot along with his wife of over 2 decades.
I said, are you serious? And then he turned around and he shot me.
Because she was shot twice.
She must have got in the way.
Now, no matter how much he pretends to be innocent, detectives will begin to realize that the father they see isn't the father Otis is, because hidden beneath the sobs and wails is a twisted man.
And I'm like, hey, boy, you ain't gonna hurt me. Now, I'm seeing you don't do that.
What happens then when he charges you?
Me. If I could do it all over again, maybe I'd take a black eye.
On November 29th, 2021, dispatch in Jacksonville, Florida received a 911 call with the kind of chilling words you never want to hear. There's blood everywhere. When police arrived at the home of Otis Anderson Sr., his wife Denise, and their son Otis Jr., they saw just how painfully true that was.
Holy sh**. That is a big old blood splatter there, boy. This guy lost a lot of blood.
Otis Jr. was barely clinging to life after receiving several gunshot wounds to the chest. A football superstar who played with the Los Angeles Rams and the UCF Knights, he had a bright future ahead of him. But now medics were unsure if he'd even survive the night. What they were sure about, however, was who shot him. His own father, Otis Sr. Police rushed Jr. to the hospital alongside his mother Denise, who had suffered 2 grazing shots in the altercation. But what was the altercation about? Well, as police took Sr. into custody, he sure wanted to tell them about it. And he clearly doesn't sound remorseful about what took place.
I'm in my house, I'm getting attacked. You don't want to hear it? Okay.
No one even asked me my side of the story.
While his son and wife are raced to the hospital for treatment, Otis Sr. is taken into custody and questioned. The following footage was kindly provided to us by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office in Florida.
Hey, Mr. Anderson. I'm Detective Dishman. This is my partner, Detective Smith. I know it's been a long night. I apologize for it taking me so long to get down here to speak with you. We just had to do some other things before we got down here, okay? I apologize. Before we can get really started into all this, obviously, I only know a little bit about what's going on. I'm trying to clarify some things to get a full understanding of what happened today. Obviously, all that's very important because we all know there's multiple sides to every story.
Yeah.
Before I can get a full understanding of what happened tonight, I do need to read you your rights. You're not under arrest at this moment, okay? Because I don't know exactly what happened today.
Detectives read Otis Sr. his rights, and very quickly they're off to the races. Now, despite this case being public record, police did redact Denise, his wife's name, from the interrogation because she is a victim. So just keep that in mind.
So, I see your hand's a little dried up blood. Is that an injury?
Yeah, well, my son dog bit me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that on both hands?
Yeah.
Gosh. Okay.
So, I mean,
Yes, sir.
it's been a long day. Ain't nobody told me, status of my son.
I can tell you, the last update I had is I have one of my partners is at the hospital and they're still working. So, as soon as I can get an update, I will give it to you.
Nobody gave me because my wife panicked and she passed out and they took, so I'm like that.
It's fine. I can tell you that. I have not even got a chance to really see your son. Because, when the hospital does their that's them. I'm not going to interfere in that. Okay? So as soon as I can get you an update on that, I will. And if my phone, text message or something.
The most important thing I want to hear is status on him.
Yes, sir. And when I can get you that answer.
He's junior.
I get it. 100% get it. And what I'll do is I can tell you right before I step in this room, I didn't have one, but if you maybe in like 30 minutes or so, I'll reach out to my partner.
That's all I want to know.
I know we have bad reception in the hospital too, though, so that doesn't help.
Pacing back and forth, just praying, you know.
Yes, sir. Can you tell me a little bit about what happened today? Or you start wherever you think it's important to start.
Well, it all happens fast. First, his dog, I mean, he was dog sitting his girlfriend dog. And I came home, the dog, you know, he was messing with stuff. So I went to get him and put him in the cage and he bit me. So, you know, I picked him up, you know, and I put him outside. My son, you know, he got, you know, agitated about it, you know. And so, you know, he had a few words, you know, my lead, and then, you know, he popped off at him. I'm like, hey, boy, you ain't gonna hurt me. Now, I'm seeing you don't do that, you know, and it happened so fast. He went around, he come around, I walked over, you know, and I armed myself, and next thing I know, he was coming, you know, coming towards me, and it happened so fast, you know. I mean, that's.
I know it's a lot for me to just come in here and be like, sir, can you tell me what happened tonight? So as slow and detailed as we have to go, I guess tell me a little bit about, is your son currently living at that house?
Yes.
Okay. How long has he been staying there?
All his life. He went to college, and then he went to college, and he was gone, then he come back. He's been back home because he went to the NFL briefly, but he's been back home since, September, October.
Okay, so he's been back home for over a month now.
No, he been back for, you know, for a minute there.
Okay.
Because when the regular season started, September? So, and he was on the roster, practice roster. So he's been back, you know, late part of September. So.
Okay. And what happened, like his girl, you said it's his girlfriend's dog. How long has the dog been at the house?
And the dog been there a couple of days.
And does the girlfriend live there or
Mm-mm.
only stay, like, spends the night sometimes?
Occasionally.
Okay.
She's out of town, I mean.
Okay. So you're trying to get the dog in the cage, he bites you.
Yeah.
And I get it. I would smack the dog too, because it's a jerk action to do that. So your son got upset that you smacked the dog?
Yeah, he got upset that I smacked the dog and I put him outside, you know, so he got upset, you know, and
Can you tell me a little bit about, I know you said I'm senior. What was he saying to you that made you upset?
like I said, you know, it happened so fast. I mean, you know, just him being, you know, a young man, you know, and I can't recall all the exact words, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But, you know, it happened so fast, you know, and he, you know, I call it blowing up. I mean, he got aggressive, and I'm like, no, that ain't going down. Not here. No. I'm not going to let you put your hands on me, you know, so.
Did he actually put his hands on you, or did you feel like he was going to?
Well, actually, there was some friction. We had a little shoving, you know, so I went this way, he went that way, and then he came back around, and, you know, and I had went, you know, arm myself, and then he went through the foyer and came through the former living room and came through the kitchen way, and I was in the kitchen area, so, and that's.
So he walks that way towards the formal, you said you go and arm yourself. Where's your gun at?
My gun is actually, I keep it in the garage, actually.
Okay.
Self-defense is supposed to only work if you're at danger of dying. The fact that Otis had time to run to his garage and get a weapon doesn't really speak to a rushed, violent altercation. It implies that Otis Sr. was angry and he wanted to teach his son a lesson. Because, as you'll repeatedly hear, Otis takes pride in the house being his house with his rules and being a senior to his son's junior. Which is another way of saying I like to be in total control with no one questioning me.
When I come back in, you know, and he, you know, he comes through and through the kitchen area, and there's a little gate that he come in, so, you know.
What's going on at that moment?
He charged me, I mean.
Okay, and what happens then when he charges you?
I mean, I tell him to stop, you know, and
Is he actually in the kitchen or on the other side of that baby gate thing?
he's coming over. He's already past the gate.
In the kitchen.
He's well beyond that.
Okay. And so at that point, do you shoot at him?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know how many times?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm not, if you don't know something, I get it. So what happens then?
I put it down and I go, hollering up. So we go outside, he's down, I start running first aid, I had a mat, so I, try to hold compressions on him, and start talking to him, and I turned him to the side because I heard he was, having trouble breathing, so I opened his airway with my finger, and turned him to the side so he can breathe, stay with me, Junior, and held compressions on him until first aid got there.
Okay.
First responders got there. I stayed there the whole time. I mean, they actually, when they got there, they tuck over and then they cuffed me. But I was to that point, I didn't try to conceal anything. I'm like, hey, this my son. Do I want this to happen? No, he be sitting here. This is I'm pinching myself, hoping that this ain't true. I'm like, but, I didn't mean for this to happen, and nor did I, just let him, lay there. No, there was no means by that. I mean,
I understand. I saw that there was the bath towels and stuff are out there. So I understand you were trying to help him. Okay. When he charged at you, were you guys exchanging words?
yes, of course.
What was being said? Do you remember?
I don't recall the word, but it wasn't. Let's say it wasn't like "Hello, how you doing?"
No, exactly. I get that.
So it was a confrontational word exchange. Exact words I can't recall what was being said, but the intent was not I'm finna shake your hand type situation. So and I'm too old to be down on the floor fighting. So I mean, and if I could do it all over again, maybe I'd take a black guy, but
If he could do it all over again, he might, keyword, might take a black eye over shooting his son several times in the chest. It's truly incredible that this man's ego can even fit in this interrogation room. It's worth noting that Otis Jr. had absolutely no violence on his record. According to his neighbors and those who knew the family, Otis Jr. respected his father to a high degree, and the two seemed to be incredibly close. But as you'll soon learn, in the comfort of their own home, that closeness was forged out of fear.
I know you obviously shoot and your son's shot. Do you remember what happens with?
No. She was like, "What you just did?" I'm like, and she's like, "Where did he go?" I'm like, "I don't know." Because he jumped over the gate and he ran, and because there's another gate. There's a small gate in the kitchen, then there's a little white gate in the foyer. I don't recall. I'll be honest with you. I didn't put my hands on her, but I know she probably did. Where did he go? Where did he go? I'm like, so I said, I don't know. Wait, when he went outside, so she opened the door, she started hollering. And I was like, what? So I come out, she's like, he's down. I'm like, so I go out, got the towels, and we start. While she was on the phone, I was doing what I could do to try, keep first aid to him much as I could do.
One thing Otis Sr. is really good at, other than playing the victim, is leaving out details. Because if you recall, his wife wasn't just a bystander, she was a victim. And as eager as Otis Sr. is to paint his son as the problem, the reality is there was only one person in that home that people were scared of. And it was him, for good reason.
Because she was shot twice.
She must have got in the way. I mean, I did not recall shooting her.
She got in the way of your son?
She must have, because I don't recall her. I mean, because when it happened so fast. But as far as me shooting her, no. I do not recall it unless she got, she must have. Like I said, it happened. I do not recall intentionally shooting her. So, no. Absolutely not.
Is it possible you were just so mad about what was going on that because she is shot twice, and I'm not gonna. She's fine. I can tell you that. I did have an opportunity to see her.
Yeah, I'd like to go. It happened so fast. Because I know that we had, me and the boy had bumped head, and he come back around. So, and I don't even remember her getting in the way. But
Because I know a minute ago you said she was like, "Oh my God, what did you do?" So that would indicate she's not in the way. That would indicate she wasn't quite there.
But like I said, I don't recall her being, me shooting her. I definitely wasn't intentional. If she got it in the way, I'm telling you now, I don't, no.
And when you go out to the garage is there a reason why you go in the garage to get your gun to bring it back in?
Because when I went to the garage, I had already told him, no.
Because it seems like you guys separate. Because I know the layout of your house does this little U effect.
It does, but when I come back in the house, he comes over to the little gate, and that's when everything pretty much goes south.
Like, that's why I'm trying to figure out, like, when you go into the garage, where's your gun kept in the garage?
It's kept right there on top of the freezer.
On top of the freezer. Yeah. Is it inside of anything, or is it just out there plain?
Yeah, it's in a little box.
Okay, and it's the little revolver?
Yeah.
Silver and black, yeah. I believe it was.
Yeah.
Do you keep that thing fully loaded?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that your gun?
I got that gun from my father-in-law about 20 years ago.
Okay, so it's been around for a while.
Yeah. Kind of like an heirloom.
Okay. I'm not no ballistics expert, but the way the wounds are, it does appear to be at least twice. She's fine. She's talking. So you don't recall any confrontation after your son was shot between?
No, because everything happened, and we went outside. She was like, "What?" And
did you? And I think you said this already. I just want to make sure you went and put the gun inside the bedroom, or did she?
I don't know. I laid it on I believe I laid it on the table, honestly, because when she started hollering about him on the ground, I want to say I laid it on the table.
The kitchen table?
Yeah.
Okay, so you laid it on something.
Yeah.
And did you try or call a neighbor or anything? Did you go to a neighbor's house?
I was trying to call, but by then she already called, and I don't know what happened. My phone I think one of the police got it down, but I was attempting to call, but she had already got him on the phone. So, and while she was on the phone, I was ministering first aid. So.
Okay.
There's a pesky detail that Otis Sr. is forgetting here. While his son isn't conscious to tell his side of the story, his wife is happy to tell police everything. And her story? Well, let's just say it's a far, far match from what Otis Sr. is trying to claim.
I said, "Are you serious?" So I had that Swiffer jet mop, and I started hitting him with it. And then he turned around and he shot me.
Now, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure I could defend myself against a Swiffer wet jet mop without having to use a gun.
How's your relationship in general?
Oh,
I don't mean necessarily tonight. I mean, like, in general. What about you and your son?
I love him.
Oh, no, there's no doubt. I don't think that you don't love your son. I'm just talking about, like, you guys get along? Did you guys bicker?
No.
Father-son bickering, I get. I mean, like, is there physical abuse, verbal abuse?
No. I coached my son since he was 3 years old. We was fortunate enough that he went full scholarship to college.
Okay.
Short stay in the NFL, which I think he could still be there, but he got a little discouraged. So he didn't want to continue the process. So, but it wasn't nothing I wouldn't do for this. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Have you guys ever had any physical altercations in the past?
No.
So tonight was the first night that things went to head?
First time. He's never, talked back or looked at me wrong. So when he did that, I was kind of like taken. I'm like, what? Because he wasn't raised that way. And I know he's a young man now, but I can't explain it.
What exactly did he say that made you so upset, though? Do you remember? Like, was there a specific phrase, or did he disrespect you, or like?
It obviously was disrespect, but as far as the word, ma'am, I can't. Everything's in a fog right now, but it was, it was disappointing, just to say the least, for him, to take that tone and, to the point where he wants to, get physical.
And when you say get physical, like what do you mean? If you could explain it to me.
Fight.
So he wanted to get in a fist fight, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he actually swing at you tonight?
Like I said, we had
A pushing match?
we
Yep.
did have that there, got between us and she started cleaning because there was some blood on the wall from the dog, so she started cleaning up. And so I go out and I come back and he come around and then, like I said, I don't remember if she got in the way or not, but he comes through the kitchen. I mean, she was cleaning up and then I don't know.
At what part, do you remember the recliner getting knocked over? Or you flipping the recliner, is my understanding. Do you remember doing that?
I may have flipped it. You say I flipped it?
Well, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I can't say you did anything.
Yeah.
Do you remember getting upset and flipping it when you were angry?
I don't recall that.
Okay.
I don't.
Once again, Denise provided police with a much more reliable retelling of events. According to her, Otis Sr. was bit by the dog as he tried to shove the dog in a kennel. This infuriated him. When his wife tried to calm him down, he began screaming at her and even flipped a recliner as he raged. In response, Otis Jr. ran downstairs to try and stop his mother from getting hurt by his father. And that's when all hell broke loose. All because a son was trying to protect his mom from a man turned into a monster over something as simple as a bite from a small dog.
Your son goes this way, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
What made you go to the garage to get the gun, though? Like, I mean, at this point, you guys had some shoving matches, but now you're separated.
Yeah,
Why not go in your bedroom? Like, what made you go to the garage to arm yourself?
Even if I went in the bedroom, he went around and come around, come and confront me. I'm over here, so he come around so he can confront me. That's pretty much how it went down.
I know the way your house is, it's like bedroom, garage, that little small hallway. Is there a reason why what made you feel like you had to go get the gun versus just going in your bedroom, locking the door and calling the police? Or locking the door and separating yourselves? Like, what made you feel like you had to arm yourself?
Well, I'm defending myself. I'm in my house. I'm gonna go in the bedroom and truth is, there's guns in there.
I get there's guns in there, but just saying I defended myself, you know what I mean? That's an open blanket statement. He's over here. Can you explain a little bit about the charging? When you say he charges you, what is he? Can you explain that?
He jumped.
Even if you want to describe it for me.
He jumped over the gate. Maybe I'm talking too much right now, but he jumps over the gate and it may sound like it's a big distance, but it's not.
No, I've been in there. It's not that big.
When I'm standing in the kitchen, you come over that gate, the reaction time is like, it happens. And I can't undo it. But,
I'm just trying to understand when he charges you, what made you feel like you had to shoot him? Because at this point, you guys had already been in a shoving match and separated. But now you guys are coming back together, and at this point, you've armed yourself.
If you have a gun in your hand and somebody jump over the gate and come towards you,
Okay. I know it's hard to talk about. I get that. It's not like we're just talking about some stranger that broke into the house. I understand. It's just, it's my job to understand. And I don't want to ever put words in anyone's mouth. Do you, after the first, like you said, I know you said you don't know how many times you shot at him, and I get that. I'm not going to ask you to ever try to guess that. You have no recollection of altercation?
I don't. I really don't.
And then shooting at her?
I don't. I honestly don't.
And I mean, I know adrenaline's pumping because obviously adrenaline was pumping for her too.
So that's what you telling me that she was shot. I'm like,
Is there, what made your son so angry tonight? I mean, I know you snapped this dog and put him outside, but is that really what made him so angry?
well,
I mean, it's a dog.
well, part of it, like I said, his frustration with the NFL, the league, he got released, and he, obviously he's a very talented young man, and he felt some sort of way about it because less talented guys able to keep their job, and so he kind of felt some sort of way about it, and his granddaddy just passed.
Okay. When was that? I'm sorry to hear that, by the way.
Yeah, he did. October 2nd.
Okay.
And that kind of like this turned this whole family.
Okay.
And he just kind of like, just been, just in a slum since that, so was everyone else. But his passion for football, stuff like that, just I can't explain it, but I know that got something to do with his, his demeanor and his, just.
Reportedly, despite being cut from the LA Rams, Otis Jr. wasn't spiraling and picking fights like his dad is trying to claim here. He had a girlfriend he loved, was starting to look at jobs in the area, and was incredibly close to his mom and several friends. Otis never displayed any signs of extreme anger or rage. On the contrary, he was a gentle, funny, kind man. Yet his father is trying to paint him as something entirely different for his own gain.
Well, I know you said tonight was the first night he actually you guys ever had a moment like this. So was it just the dog, or was there more words exchange leading up to this?
There was some words about that dog, but like I said, he had never been disrespectful towards me. Any adult that I'm aware of, let alone me.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Is there anything you can think of right this minute?
I just can't. For him, I don't know. But I know a major part of it is the fact that, his grandfather, passed, and it was around the same time that he got released from the team. And then he started a little job, and that didn't work out, so
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do real quick is, it's been right around 30 minutes. Let me try to go see if I can get an update, okay? And then I'll step back in here. I don't want to keep you waiting forever. So, do you need anything right now? More water while you waited for a few minutes? Because I'm going to have to try to get a hold of him. He might have to step out and talk to me.
Yeah, I can take a little water.
Okay.
So I can take it to the restroom.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me just a second. I'll grab it. Oh, thank you.
Soon after the police leave, they return with some tragic news. News that changes Otis Sr.'s demeanor entirely.
Hi, sir. Sorry, my other partner got tied up. So this is my other partner, Detective McIntosh. Sorry. It took a little bit. We were trying to get an official update, and unfortunately, sir, there's really no easy way for me to say this, but your son did not survive his injuries tonight. Thank you. I know right now you don't want me sitting in front of you, so I'm gonna give you some privacy, okay? I'm gonna be out here, okay, sir?
No, wait, no! He's strong.
Otis Sr. is sobbing and pacing in a prison of his own making. Though he repeatedly claims that he was in danger, his wife, the only survivor of this unnecessary violence, knew that the only danger was her husband. Her son was simply doing what he had always done for her, protecting her. Otis Sr. continues to cry, pace, sob, and hyperventilate for several more minutes before finally, police return to let him know his fate.
Mr. Otis, this is Detective Sellers. I'm here to tell you you're being charged with murder. He's here to photograph your hands, your clothing, your shorts. Then we're going to ask you to change into jail uniform, and he's going to take your clothing. And that's what's going on, all right? And he's just going to give you some directions.
Yeah.
Follow up.
All right, sir. Just like you said, we'll take some photographs. If you would, just I stand up here on the wall, against the wall with your back to it, please. Yes, sir. Very good. We'll take a overall of you here.
Initially, Otis Anderson Sr. pleaded not guilty to a second-degree murder charge for the death of his son and a second-degree attempted murder charge for shooting his wife twice. Ultimately, however, he managed to negotiate a plea deal where he pleaded guilty to a manslaughter charge and an attempted manslaughter charge. In total, for killing his son and nearly killing his wife, he was sentenced to just 12 years in prison, with 2 years suspended for time served. He will be released in 2033. Thank you for watching today's video. Whether you're new here or have been with us for a while, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.